My opponent has found us out. We are in fact full forcing. Alright. This is a sweet hand. Alright, I think that this is good. We need a 2-drop though. Good luck, have fun. Okay. Yeah, we should keep this. They mulligan to 6. Any creature that we draw has a lot of backup with Ride Down, Borrowed Hostility, and a Lightning Axe. It sucks that right now we're only playing Fiendbinder as our first card, but I think that it's good enough. Ooh, and Selfless Spirit's perfect. Can we just draw Brazen Wolves now? Because I mean, if I'm going to ask for the world, I would love to get a Brazen Wolves. Mana's not too bad because I do need another land for the Fiendbinder. Don't mind that. Grapple with the past. Sure. Tattered Haunter or Exultant Cultist. I feel like they get back the... Oh, no. They must have a Merge in hand then. Because otherwise they'd grab Tattered Haunter, I think, to block Selfless Spirit. So play Exultant Cultist and then probably get Wretched Griff or something down the turn afterwards. Luckily we do have Ride Down and Lightning Axe to deal with whatever they have. Oh, well, that sucks. Explosive Apparatus. Sure. Nothing else that I'm really waiting for. And either Enlightened Maniac or Cultist now, I'm guessing. It's pretty obviously a merge when you're in blue-green. Especially when you have Exultant Cultist. Pass the turn. Okay. Didn't play Exultant Cultist. I have enough tricks in my hand that I'm still going to attack the Selfless Spirit, but this is strange. What do they have? Swift Spinner. Yeah, I can Ride Down and then Thermo Alchemist. That's probably fine. Love that your flyer can ride down a creature. That worked out perfectly fine for me. And we have a good blocker for the Stitch Mangler now. Thermal Alchemist was a good draw with all of these spells in hand. Lightning Axe for the Ingenious Scob, probably. Ingenious Scob is a real pain. There's Topplegeist. Sure. What do I want to discard with Lightning Axe? I'd prefer to draw a land and be able to discard that, but can't right now. I can probably just let Ingenious Scob go currently. And just play the Fiendbinder, advance our board. Thermo Alchemist does still block Stitched Mangler, and my opponent can only deal me like 4 damage with that. Not even sure that they would do that. They'd have to use their whole turn on doing it. I think we're okay just attacking Selfless Spirit and playing Fiendbinder. We've got a pretty good board set up here. Oof. Getting a little bit of a lag spike. I almost skipped my main phase there. I hit F2 and nothing happened, and I almost hit it again, and then it moved forward. Yikes. As always, quite terrifying. Should probably lock that too. It's nice that they put a lock button here, so now that you... what? That's weird. I locked it and then it unlocked. But now you can't accidentally, like, remove your triggers, which is good. Because there have been more than a couple times when they didn't have the lock, where I would accidentally click down here and remove, like, my main phase. That's a miserable feeling. Could just block the Fiendbinder on the Ingenious Scob. I think with the Topplegeist in hand and the removal in Lightning Axe, I'm probably okay. Not to mention I have tricks for later anyways. Later on, if this attacks, I can Borrowed Hostility or something. So do that once, probably play the Exultant Cultist. No, do twice. So they have another land in hand, maybe? Land and then Cultist? I'm just Primal Druid. Alright. Apparently I'm way off base. No idea what I'm talking about. So I can Topplegeist and attack with Fiendbinder to stop this Primal Druid. And we still have 3 mana open, so the opponent can only hit us for 2 with Ingenious Scob, or we just Explosive Apparatus it away. I like that. Go to Primal. And now smash in with everybody. Yeah, this is going pretty well. I think that this game is going about as perfectly as we can expect for our opponent having like a good hand. Board Hostility can deal a lot of surprise damage here at the end too. Our flyers are a very real clock now that our opponent's at less than 10. Between the flyers and Thermal Alchemist, they're dying very fast. I can even just throw Explosive Apparatus at the face. If I do that, how much... like, what are they going to be at? So I put them to 9, put them to 7. And then 4 Board Hostility. Like, that's lethal. I have lethal next turn. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9... Yeah, like, this should be lethal. We'll have to see what our opponent does. So I probably don't even want to use the Explosive Apparatus on the Scob. I'm probably throwing it at my opponent's face at the end of the turn. It'll just stop the Scob from actually getting a, you know, extra power. Yeah, we'll just block Stitch Mangler. And just take the 2. Pretty okay with that. It'll be unfortunate if they kill Thermo Alchemist, but I'm not 100% certain that I need it for the kill next turn. Especially if they're tapping out, because then I can use Fiendbinder to tap the Primal Druid. And they don't have any other blockers. Like, if they're tapping stuff to kill Thermal Alchemist right now, I don't think they're going to have enough for another blocker. They pump the Ingenious Scob. Do I want to use the Explosive Apparatus? I don't think so. A, I think that I can just kill them by hitting them with it. And B, I think that they might have a trick here to get prowess and kill our Thermal Alchemist, then they can get a really good 2-for-1. That might be what they're trying to bait out. So I'm a little worried about that. Like, if we do crack Explosive Apparatus on Ingenious Scob and they have a spell to use against Thermal Alchemist, like, it's such a blowout. It's just not worth it. So they have Swift Spinner again. Seems like that could be the case. So they're at 9. Put them to 7. 6, 5, 4. Board Hostility and Thermal Alchemist is lethal. Lightning Axe I can also use if I get a land. Feels like they have Swift Spinner again, but I think this is still just good enough. They might have an aim high. Be able to untap Ingenious Scob. Okay, this is going to be a very close game. If the next turn doesn't work, we could very reasonably die. Clear Shot. Ooh. On the Fiendbinder. Alright, that's actually fine. You know what? Now that I think about it, that should still win us the game. Board Hostility is just lethal right now with the flyers. So, yeah. I think we just get there. Attack with both. Tap this. Deal an extra 3. Actually, I should probably do it this way, just in case. You never know. Yes! Made it all the way. Alright, good. The big thing there is that then if Selfless Spirit somehow got killed, I can't think of anything, but if it got, you know, if something was going to be removed or killed, then I could use Selfless Spirit to save the Topplegeist. And Selfless Spirit, if it dies, then I can still use Lightning Axe on a random creature of my opponent's to deal the extra damage that I need, so that Thermal Alchemist will finish them off, even if Selfless Spirit died. So that's what I was thinking there. Okay, do I want to use a Make Mischief? I don't think so. My opponent had a lot of 2/3s on the ground. What would I want against their deck? They're going to have some Emerge, almost for sure. But I do have the 2 Ride Downs for it already, and I don't really have anything better out of the sideboard. Maybe Reduce to Ashes, but I don't know what they have yet. Like, it's good against the Wretched Griff. It might be Necessary Evil, but... I mean, a 5-mana sorcery removal spell is not really what I'm looking for. I think that we're just fine the way that it is. Make Mischief doesn't kill anything that I saw. Certainly nothing important. Yeah, this seems fine. I could possibly want Dance with Devils, actually. It's a nice way to get in a couple of free points of damage against your opponent while also, like, stalling out a game. So, like, if we're both swinging for the fences, then I can Dance Devils and hold out a little longer when they don't expect it. And I am a little bit more defensive right now because I'm on the draw. I don't think it's good enough. I think that we're just going to leave it. Thermal Alchemist into Dawngryff. Into Shieldmate. Yeah, this is quite nice. It's going well. Ooh. Alright, Deranged Whelp's even better than Thermal Alchemist early. Both are good, but I'd rather have the one that's dealing 2 damage a turn. Thank you very much. Plains was an excellent draw. Subjugator Angels getting closer and closer to being online. If I'm going to draw a land, I definitely want it to be a Plains. Exultant Cultist. Sure, no big deal there. If I wanted to, I could even just Thermal Alchemist next turn just to stop it. I could Drugskull Shieldmate and just eat it. That might not be the worst idea. Although I like the idea of racing and having Drugskull Shieldmate do something big later. So I think I'll just play the Dawngryff. I mean, eating Exultant Cultist isn't that big of a deal. At least I don't think so. If they play Wretched Griff here, maybe I'll feel differently. Although, if they played Wretched Griff, they might not have attacked the Drugskull Shield. They might not have attacked the Exultant Cultist into 3 open mana. Just need to dodge a Wretched Griff. 1 time. Wretched Griff would be very bad for us, because I can't attack Dawngryff into it, and it's just huge. Deranged Whelp kind of gets through still, but that wouldn't happen for long. Plus 2 cards for our opponent is bad. I'm very, as you can tell, I'm very terrified that my opponent has, like, a good Emerge creature here, because a good Emerge creature just puts them way over the top of what we can currently do. Rabbit Bite that. So I have to have a flyer soon, or they wouldn't be doing that, because I think that they would want to kill the Dawngryff. Alright, let's just leave up the Drugskull Shieldmate now. Now I can stop drawing lands anytime. I have more than enough. I can play the Subjugator Angel. We're good. We need something else to do. A 3-drop would be perfect, so I can drop the Alchemist and the Shieldmate. And the 3-drop, because I'm dropping Shieldmate right now. Opponent could have a trick here, so I might lose the Drog Skull Shield Mate to it. But I think that it's worth trying. Alright, got there. I mean, it makes sense that our opponent wouldn't even use a trick, even if they have one, because there's going to be better targets than Drog Skull Shield Mate to kill, and they get a card off of Exultant Cultist anyways. So not a huge deal for them if they lose it. Bloodbriar. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, asked for a 3-drop, got a 3-drop. Perfect. A lot happier about the way this game is going now. With Thermo Alchemist into Howl Pack and then Subjugator Angel next turn, we can be dealing a ton of damage. And then Thermo Alchemist can just kind of take over the game. So next turn we're dealing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Thermo Alchemist. Yeah, putting our opponent to 6 is real nasty. I guess that it's possible to have like a counterspell or they have removal here, but I'm gonna guess that my opponent's just gonna play a creature. It seems like the most likely thing is that they play like 1 or 2 creatures here. Either one big one or 2 little ones. Alright, never mind. Prey Upon. Got me. That's definitely unfortunate. And Imprisoned in the Moon on the Howl Pack. Yeah, alright. Lowers our damage from Subjugator Angel just a bit. And another land. Oh, goodness. Drawing the other land there is the real issue. Because it is starting to get to be a problem. This hand was looking great until we drew like 4 lands. I have more than enough. We just need to not... Alright. Yeah, Wretched Griff to block the Subjugator. I need a Ride Down is what I need. Ride Down would be perfect. Thankfully, Thermo Alchemist is still just kind of beating here. Another land. Well, that's half the land in our deck. So, we have less than a third of the lands, of the cards that are left in our deck are land. So I'm hoping that that means that soon we'll be drawing non-lands. Hopefully, maybe. Be very nice. Alright, just pass. Like I said, luckily Thermo Alchemist just kind of still picks away here. Another land. Oh, pass the turn. Nothing to see here. Swift Spinner, sure. Luckily, our opponent's still also down to 1 land, and they've 1 card in hand, and they've gotten a lot of lands too, so it can't be too upset. Wretched Griff coming in. The big problem is that I know that our opponent's got better top deck outs than we do. They're gonna have bigger creatures. They have a trick for Subjugator Angel. There's no other way this makes sense. Brazen Wolves. I think we just wait a turn. I'll play the Brazen Wolves. It sucks to not attack and not block with Subjugator Angel, but it seems way too risky. If our opponent's attacking with Wretched Griff, it's gotta make sense they have something here for the Subjugator. And I have a lot of tricks. We have the Borrowed Hostilities, we have the Ride Downs, we have things like that we can do, so I don't think that we really want to risk it until we have something to mess around with here. We need some kind of insurance, whether it's Selfless Spirit or Ride Down or Borrowed Hostility. I want some kind of insurance policy against what's happening. Can at least attack the Brazen Wolves. Another land. Oh my goodness. It might actually make sense to attack with the team at this point. They have a trick, but I need to put some kind of pressure down because we just don't have anything. We keep drawing lands, and we're just losing the long game currently. I can't beat the Wretched Griff if I'm not blocking and not attacking. So I'll go for something here. Even if they have a trick, they'll be using it to kill the Subjugator Angel, and then hopefully I can get some damage through with the Brazen Wolves. Or something else. So clear shot, this to Subjugator. Yep. Good news is at least I took down like some cards in our opponent's hand. They'd have less in play, so we were under a little bit less pressure. Desperately needed to draw a non-land though for quite a few turns. Not anything I can do about it, though. Ingenious Scob. Yeah, that's a problem. Probably just trading Drogskull Shieldmate for it. I have to keep blocking it. Moorland Drifter does nothing. And this is the problem of us getting into a top deck war. The card quality of their, like, the quality of their creatures is just going to be a lot higher than ours. Because their deck is going to be a lot of big emerge cards and things like Ingenious Scob, and ours is just meant to be low to the ground. We're never meant to draw 10 lands in less than half of our deck. Like, it's just not a thing that we should be doing. And those kinds of games, we're going to have a really tough time closing it out, because that's not what our deck is designed to do. Galvanic Bombardment. Well, that is a thing. If I attack with both, I can shoot one of them. Get another point of damage with the Thermal Alchemist. I think that we just wait, though. It's just not doing enough here. I need an answer to Wretched Griff, and I don't really have it. So we're dead next turn unless I find something really good. I don't even know that we have an answer right now. Trying to think. What do I have? What do I have that can stop that? Like a Spectral would have worked. That would have helped us a long time ago. It's way too late now. Yeah. Guess I'll attack and just see if our opponent plays anything. I don't think that I show Galvanic Bombardment. But I might just let them... See, I'm just not going to do anything here. I wanted to try and entice like some kind of play just to see if they do anything. Okay. Yeah, opponent's not going to show us any extra cards. Just too many lands. Board Hostility or something would have broken through that game, but I just didn't get it. Got close, couldn't finish the game out. What do we have? Yeah, still don't have a good sideboard here, so we're just gonna leave it the same. Just need to draw a few less lands, then we're probably okay. We had a great start there. Well, this is unplayable, unfortunately, so we'll have to mulligan. This is really bad, but I don't know that I can mulligan again. I still have to range dwell. Lightning Axe is good. This hand's really, really dicey. But going to 5 isn't helping me at all, so I think that I have to keep this. Alright, Plains is nice. That'll actually give us the option to play spells that we draw. Which is kind of nice. I do like being able to play what we draw. Because the big problem that I'm worried about with this hand is that, like, either A, we draw no gas, which is somewhat likely, or B, we draw a bunch of white cards, and then we're just stuck. But at least we cut down one of those things. So now we just really have to worry about not drawing gas, which is still a concern, because we need to finish the game early. If we let it go long, it's going to happen exactly like it did last time. Like when we flooded out and we just couldn't finish the game, opponent's going to have better late game cards than us, and we just can't win at that point. So we need to actually curve out. Getting hands that don't curve out is really, really bad for us. And we keep doing it, which is kind of a problem. Deck has a lot of little creatures, but I can't seem to get them. Lots of lands and lots of big ones. Let's pass the turn, you bet. So opponent has something pretty big to play here. I'm thinking, yeah, Ingenious Scob. That is nasty. Alright, Vildenpack Outcast is going to be good. It's our hope. Can't really block Ingenious Scob, but I can attack into it because I do have the Lightning Axe and the Borrowed Hostilities, so that gives us a fair bit of insurance. Also, I can play the Selfless Spirit beforehand. Make it a little bit less likely for our opponent to have anything that'll trade with it. Selfless Spirit's so nice for just making sure that you're not going to get blown out. Get into a war with like Clear Shot and Prey Upon and things like that. Uh-oh. Is this Clear Shot? Yeah, this is Clear Shot. Although they didn't need to pump if they were going to... Oh, no, they did need to... No, they didn't need to pump. Although Rabid Bite they did. Alright. Yeah. What do you do? Absolutely hammered here. Play the Brazen Wolves and Selfless Spirit, I guess. I can take another hit from the Ingenious Scob and keep trying to race, hopefully. That was a good draw. Brazen Wolves is really nice. It'll stop the Stitch Mangler and it can attack back for a lot. Getting a land wouldn't be horrible. Honestly, anything that I draw, it's likely that it just gets discarded to Lightning Axe and I can Borrowed Hostility escalate. Yep, Scob gets in, and I'm going to let it. We can take another hit from it here for sure. Worst thing that happens is I go to like 8. I guess that they can... that's not necessarily true, I suppose. They could have Clear Shot or something. If they have Clear Shot, then things can get a lot messier. Can take 5 damage and remove our Brazen Wolves, whether we block or not. Am I not attacking with Ingenious Scob? Really? So I guess they want to hold back to stop the Deranged Whelp? I'm surprised by that. Niblis of Dusk. Okay. This is confusing me. I would have thought they would attack with the Ingenious Scob. Oh, they have Prey Upon? Good God. So they're going to Prey Upon the Brazen Wolves. That does... So I can use Selfless Spirit. Man, this is a draw from the opponent. So good. Sacrifice the Spirit, save the Brazen Wolves. Is that what I want to do? I guess so. We're getting totally destroyed. Ride Down's decent. Makes me not really want to use the Lightning Axe. Just smash. With the tricks that we have, this seems good. I imagine that they'll block. They might think of Ride Down, but it's a card that I feel like most people don't really account in their math in this format. And I have the Borrowed Hostility to give +3/+0 afterwards to like Deranged Whelp, so I still get a decent deal even if they double block. Stitched Mangler there, and that's it. Okay. Can leave up the Lightning Axe to kill the Ingenious Scob then instead. Just discard the Borrowed Hostility and let my opponent take 4 here. Or let my opponent take 2. eat the Stitch Mangler for free, and then I take 2 on the backswing from Niblis. I kind of like that. And just pass the turn. We've maneuvered into a position where we're doing okay still. This isn't actually the worst yet. Not 100% certain if I even want to kill Scob. If they decide to put a bunch of power into it, then I might. But right now, I might just leave it. Lightning Axe on the backs to kill whatever they have to block here might just be better. Oof. 2 creatures. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think that we Lightning Axe the Woodland Patrol now, just so that we can crack back better. No, I should still just kill the Ingenious Scob. Need to get that out of the way. Niblis of Dusk is an issue. Niblis and Tattered Haunter are definite problems for us. At least the Brazen Wolves can ride down the Woodland Patrol. And then I got another Brazen Wolves, so maybe we can race here. It's going to be close. We do put our opponent to 6. And we have Brazen Wolves, and a Deranged Whelp. Our opponent has 4 in the air on the backswing. It's very, very close. Alright, and the Wolves. We did draw very well these last few turns. Getting the Wolves has been a huge advantage for us. It really brought us back into the game. This card's great. This card has really carried us so far. If they have a big ground blocker, we're in a lot of trouble. If they don't, we might just make it. Something like Clear Shot just really wrecks us. Well, actually, does it even? I guess that they'd still have to block with Niblis of Dusk. They can kill both of the Wolves, but they lose the Niblis of Dusk and the Clear Shot. Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble here. A big creature stops the Brazen Wolves, but I still just attack with everything. Niblis of Dusk has to chump block, and they still have to take 2 from the Menace on the Deranged Whelp. And that's assuming you don't draw anything. I don't know how I felt so behind this whole game, and yet I think that we're just winning here. Tattered Haunter gets in. Makes sense, because it can't block anyways. So no matter what our opponent has, it makes sense to just attack into the Tattered Haunter. It's funny how this game just felt so unwinnable the whole time, and yet the last few turns made a big difference, though. The Brazen Wolves really turned things around. Every time that I play with this card, I think that it's like, well, it's fine. It's not amazing. It's decent enough. And every single time that I play with it, I'm like, yeah, I think it's just way better than I give it credit for. And I like the card a lot. Drownyard Behemoth. That doesn't do too much. They probably just need a Stitched Mangler. Stitched Mangler is definitely the card they need. Because they can play it, tap a Wolves. Then they can double block the other Wolf. And we're still not out of the woods then. It has to be Stitched Mangler, though. They need to tap a Wolf to stay alive, basically. If they get anything else, like they can get Woodland Patrol, but then they're just chumping with the Niblis of Dusk. I don't know. Yeah, got Ingenious Scob. That's fine. So we'll trade with 1 Brazen Wolves, and the other one will eat the Niblis of Dusk and put them to 4. Oh, wow. Cryptolith Fragment was such a good draw. I have been quite lucky in the last, 4 draw steps. This certainly makes up for last game where we just got flooded out. Attack with the team. I'm constantly surprised at how good Brazen Wolves is. 4/3 is just enough damage on attacking that it's always a problem. And it's so cheap. just a lot of pressure. Yep, trade the Scob. I mean, I guess that this makes sense. Ingenious Scob or the Stitched Mangler would have been similar. Because either way, they still are trading both of their creatures for a wolf, which is exactly what happened. So it's basically the same play. The opponent needs something really good here to win off this Tattered Haunter. Killing Brazen Wolves isn't enough. I have the Cryptolith Fragment now that'll turn into Aurora and just kill them. Like, Clear Shot doesn't do it. They basically need something that pumps the Tattered Haunter by 4, I think. Look forward to this week's episode. Good luck in the finals. Oh, nice. That was a really close game. I felt so behind the whole first half of that game, but we just top-decked right out of it. When they used the Clear Shot, and like when they used the Rabbit Bite Prey Upon, I felt like I was for sure going to lose it. And then I just kept drawing gas off the top of my library and just got exactly what I needed. Brazen Wolves is just a huge beat stick. But, feeling pretty good. We've played the finals for once. Maybe the red-white deck is better than I thought. I said that I thought the deck was a little bit worse than what everybody was originally hyping it up as, but this has been really, really good. To be fair, though, this is a really strong version of the red-white deck. This is a great version of it. Getting Breakneck Rider is really great. Double Brazen Wolves is fantastic. And I just kind of like their creature quality. We've got a decent amount of like good removal. The double Ride Down is nice. It makes it hard for the opponent to block. So I think the deck's quite strong. I think that it's an above average red-white deck. Alright, so we just bombard that. If I draw a land, that'd be perfect, because I can do bombardment and the Dawn Gryph. Although, I can just Drogskull Shieldmate as well. So let's do that. We'll attack in and then Drogskull. This is the exact kind of game that we want to play.